Okay. Well, since you started with just an internet search and then sent them on their way to do things, we'll go ahead and hop on to you.
All right, cool.
Okay, so Joseph makes his way to an area that is nice housing, but was not originally. This was originally a low-income housing area.
That got bulldozed for...
No.
Okay.
No, they literally just booted out the poor people and let rich people move in instead.
Gentrification.
This place is highly gentrified.
Oh, you mean like what they tried to do to MLK a while back?
Yes, except this was successful. Mueller lives in a prefabricated 2-bedroom house that was once part of a low-income, or perhaps... Yeah, this was originally part of the Olympic City housing area.
Okay.
Where they considered putting financially, at-risk people here. But they just went, oh, this is a nice view, and it's close to a golf course. We'll let the rich people move here instead. So yeah, he lives in, like I said, a 2-bedroom prefabricated home.
First thing I'm going to take a look at. First, is there a car in the driveway? Or
Not that you see, but he does have a garage. The grass also looks a little overgrown.
I'm going to take a quick look around. Any broken windows? Signs of forced entry?
Not that you can see.
Sorry, what was the NPC's name?
Seth or Mueller?
Rickard
Mueller.
Rickard Mueller.
Rickard Mueller.
I'm going to do the whole stereotypical cop knock. The
Bam, bam, bam. FBI, open up. So yeah,
What's going on?
you knock.
Yeah.
Are you alright?
No answer.
Mr. Mueller.
Can I get an awareness check from you while you're doing this?
Sure. This is wits awareness.
Yeah, wits and awareness. So you're not actively looking for this. It's something you might notice.
Don't forget your reach.
I get so angry at noticing things.
1 success.
1 success. Yeah, you're probably just not going to catch this.
All right.
No answer.
I'm gonna go out to my car real quick.
Okay.
Grab something I can put over my hand real quick, because if this does turn out to be a crime scene, last thing I want is my fingerprints on the doorknob.
Okay. What do you think you got?
Just probably napkins.
Some napkins. You got some Otolli's napkins in your little box.
Well, I just came back from Sunny D, so maybe
That's true. Sure.
Yeah. So I'm
good.
gonna...
Yeah, something that links us to...
Alright, so I'm just gonna kind of put it over my hand, and I'm gonna try the doorknob.
Okay. Yeah, it's unlocked. Turns all the way.
I'm going to...
Does the door creak ominously and slowly open?
Do you push it open at all, or you just... Because right now, my mentality is you've literally just turned the doorknob.
I'm going to start...
Boom! No, I'm kidding.
That's what we're doing.
I was hoping all 3 of you would be in there for the explosion. I'm going to bed. Sorry.
Okay, good night.
Game over. As I'm going inside, I'm going to activate penumbral sentence. That way I can see what's going on both sides of the gauntlet.
Okay.
And, I'm going to walk in.
Okay. As you activate penumbral senses, there is a distinct feeling of weight in this area. There's just a heaviness to the air. When you open the door, the moment you push open the free swinging, non-creaking door, you get hit in the face horribly by this god-awful scent of animal piss and shit.
Okay.
With penumbral senses, is penumbral senses usable for all forms?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and break the rules a little bit on this. I'm going to let you do a wits or intelligence plus awareness check, which is supposed to only be accessible for lupus or hispo. But since you're using penumbral senses, I'll go ahead and I'll let you have it.
1, 2. Yeah, I got 2 successes this time.
2 successes. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and say with a single set, with the first success, you are going to know that Mueller was here recently. You can smell body odor. Like you can smell fresh human body odor. That's not good. This guy needs a shower and has not taken one. And for your second success, I'm going to let you know that there's also the odor of multiple canines, but the scent is also decaying somewhat.
So the scent of death.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my camera on my phone and clip it to myself.
I've cheap body cammed before. I understand.
And
I did that at the Alamo. I just put my phone in my shirt and I just walked around.
Yeah. So I'm gonna look inside. I'm not gonna disturb anything.
Okay.
Because I don't want, any signs that I've gone through here.
Okay. The smell is very overwhelming. I'm going to go ahead and point you on that one. If you were using heightened senses like a vampire, I would say that you're down traits being in this
thankfully
place.
I'm not in lupus form.
Yeah. But it's pretty freaking bad. Your eyes are going to start watering slightly. In fact, I am going to make you one trait. I'm going to make you one trait down in awareness checks simply because it's hard to notice things that are happening here. When you walk in the living room, all the art has been removed from the walls. Like, there's just things that are in frames and they're just on the floor, but they're in piles of garbage. There looks like at first he was putting things in trash bags and just leaving the trash bags against the wall by the door, but then it just kind of looks like he gave up. There's stains all on the carpet. The couch has some pretty heavy impressions as if somebody has been repeatedly sleeping on it. There's a really nasty looking pillow and a blanket just kind of like thrown on the floor. There's open containers of food all the way around the couch. There's a small folding like TV tray kind of table next to the couch that has a laptop that looks like it's had better days that's plugged into the wall. All the shades are drawn in this place. You can see a hallway that goes down. There's a door on your left and a couple doors down the hallway, but it's dark down the hallway and the trash just lines everything. And there's a deep freeze in the middle of the hallway. Just like up against the wall.
Why do I feel like this is going to be fucking Jeffrey Dahmer's deep freezer? Okay. That laptop.
Also, last thing. Despite all of the art and everything being removed from the wall, there is a single corkboard hanging on the wall with a single piece of college-ruled paper with some names and numbers.
Click.
Okay. Lined sheet of paper is tacked to the corkboard, and it has a list of 9 names and phone numbers. At the bottom of the list is Hannah Harcourt's name, written in ink, unlike the other names, which are just kind of like written in pencil. And that one's missing a phone number. The two names on the top have been completely crossed off. Those names are Madeline Wilson and Anand Prashash.
Indian name?
Yeah. Anyway, the first two uncrossed names underneath it are Bridget Van Gelder. The first uncrossed name is Bridget Van Gelder. I can give you all of them. I've got like a list all here. There's Sissy Atati, Tansy Albertson, Anya Sterlingson, Isabel Forrest, Marjorie Hardy, and Daria Lessier. And then Hannah's at the very bottom, and she's the only one that doesn't have a phone number on. But, yeah.
Alright. Same thing as I did with the doorknob. I'm going to open up that freezer and hold my breath.
Cool. So, when you guys arrive at that address, we're going to go ahead and stop you right there, opening up that fridge. You guys get to the house. It's actually a fairly nice, newer neighborhood. When you guys get there, to the point where everything's still in its show quality. The grass is extra green, even though it's like not really the time of year for that kind of thing. Everything looks overly pristine. That kind of thing. It's the kind of neighborhood where you walk in and the houses all have like a porch with a high entryway with the like chandelier lighting on the outside.
An excuse to put some columns in front of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This house is situated on the corner of the street, the house just appears well maintained. How do you guys approach?
How do you want to do this?
What are you wearing?
Leather jacket. Imagine Dean, but with a leather jacket.
We already have an NPC in this game with that.
No, I'm just saying, not the same person. It's just imagine the way that Dean dresses with a leather jacket.
He doesn't watch Supernatural.
Oh, my apologies.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Too many seasons, man.
Dude.
There's never enough seasons.
Too many seasons.
I don't have that kind of time to invest.
Oh, shit. You actually perfect picture, but I'm not. Come on. Yeah. Imagine that, but I'm not actually that person. I'm going to find an avatar eventually.
Yeah.
That's what I'm dressed at.
You look like an anarch. That's what I'm getting out of this. Okay. Why don't you stay over at the driveway here and just be in the background a bit?
Okay. Yell if you need anything.
Yeah.
Well, sorry. Scream like a bitch if something happens.
Yes, and if I scream like a bitch, please hurry. Excessively.
Okay, so you're ringing the doorbell. Phil's ringing the doorbell. Dominic's.
Unless I walk up and there's like a severed head sitting on the doorstep or something, I imagine. Actually,
do not put a severed head on the door.
Wait, hang on. No, first actually, we're in the driveway there. I'm going to look around. Does this look like they've got like a Ring camera or shit like that sitting around this place?
Yeah.
Neighbors? Yeah.
They have a ring.
Then unless something seems incredibly amiss, then yes, exactly. Bing bong.
Okay, so you ring the doorbell. Mm-hmm. After a couple of minutes, it's one of those houses that are so large and cavernous and don't have anything to actually absorb sound. that you can hear the echoing of a male coming to the door. Like you can hear him I'm be right there 1 second. Like, and he's gonna open the door, and it's a respectable but kind of disheveled looking guy. Looks like he's seen some shit. He's got bags under his eyes. One of his hands is sloppily self-bandaged pretty badly. He actually kind of has it like he's holding it up as if it should be in a sling, but it's not in a sling. I'm sorry. Who are you?
Mr. Harcourt?
Yeah. Victor.
Victor. Pleasure to meet you. We're sent on a wellness check. Is Hannah available?
She's in the bedroom right now. She's not really feeling well.
Okay. Not feeling well. Could you elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, she had gone on a horticulture trip a while ago, and she came back early. Mm-hmm. She said she wasn't feeling very well.
What happened to your hand there?
He looks at it.
Use my demeanor as much as I can to kind of lean on this guy.
Yeah. You want to give me an intelligence plus insight check to see as this guy is.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah. We'll go ahead and see what you think of what he says.
Yeah. Do a basic sus check here.
Yeah.
Do twos have a special significance?
Ones and twos if you have no other successes.
Okay, but I do have other successes.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
So 2 successes?
2 successes.
You can tell that he's not trying to avoid anything. He seems genuinely
Doesn't seem
confused.
that evasive. Just a little confused.
He seems massively evasive, but he seems very confused. I think I hit it on something. I'm not really sure. Truthfully, it's been a really weird couple of days. Do you want me to see if she's willing to talk to you, or?
Yeah, we'll definitely want to have that conversation. That's the purpose. That's the primary purpose here. But maybe you'd like to tell me a little bit about what's been going on in the past couple of days. I might be able to help you in some way.
I really don't even know where to start. It's just I need.
You seem like you might be under a lot of stress. I'm moving over to good cops. In that direction here. Now that I've made that assessment there.
Yeah, no, it's just she's been really busy with the horticulture club, and it's kind of I'm just trying to get the house back in order. The house is fucking pristine when he says that. Let me see if she's awake real quick. And he'll invite you in. Mm-hmm. Do you want a glass of water or anything?
Actually, I'd love some coffee if that's all right. I can make it.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll get it. Actually, I'll see if she's there or if she's willing to talk, and if she is, I'll make you coffee while you guys are talking. And he's gonna walk over to a door that's in straight eye line of the front door, so you can see everything that he's doing. And he nervously approaches, like within 5 feet of the thing, he starts to almost tiptoe, and he is going to just very lightly.
Hey, Dominic.
Rap
conversationally over there. Hey, Dominic, you ever see a...
I thought he was outside by the phone.
He is, and I thought I was just inside the door.
He invited you in so he could shut the door.
Oh, okay. Okay, so if he goes to shut the door, actually, I'd prefer if we're going to do that, I need to keep an eyesight of my partner, please. Hey, Dominic.
Now he starts to look really nervous, especially with Dominic coming in.
Don't worry, he's house trained. He's been undercover a little too long.
All right. When Dominic comes in, he's like, yeah, I'll make you guys coffee as soon as I get Hannah out here, and shuts the door. And he nervously walks all the way over there now, not just when he gets within 5 feet of the door.
I'm going to give Dominic the significant look and just whisper one word. Delirium.
So you whisper the word delirium at
Yeah.
Okay. He lightly raps on it to the point where you can barely hear at all. And you go, honey, there's 2 men out here who are they're doing a wellness checkup on you, and you don't hear a thing at all. But he kind of like flinches, and then you realize that she's just kind of opened the door a little bit. Yeah. I'm gonna go make some coffee. Do you want some coffee? I'm gonna go make some coffee. And he just disappears into the kitchen. And she barely has the door open, and she's going to like stick her head out. She'll come out the rest of the way. She's actually wearing a Keep Portland Weird t-shirt that has been modified, like the sleeves have been cut off. She's wearing a pair of gray men's sweatpants that have been rolled up, like cinched a little bit, and these really overly
Give up on life pants.
overly thick wool socks. And her hair is a little disheveled. Yes?
Hey, Hannah. My name's Philip.
She'll reluctantly shake your hand. You can tell that she thinks about it a few times, but she goes ahead and shakes your hand.
Okay, we wanted to check in on you. I don't know if you've been keeping up with the news at all.
I really haven't been doing much.
Yeah, there seems to be a little bit of an odd thing in the air. Is everything all right?
I wasn't feeling very well, so I came home. That's all.
Not feeling very well. Like, is that something that's been common to you?
I did not like the company, so I left. She seems to have a little bit more, like, steadiness in her voice when she just outright says that.
While I'm trying to keep her busy, I'd like to sense the true form.
Okay. What exactly does that entail?
Let's see. I'm trying to find 156 is what it entails. It entails 156. I can't. Oh, that's the thing. That vulture spirit was helping me with before. So I can smell out the individual's true form and detect anything that isn't a mundane human. Unless I've met the creature type before, I might not be able to recognize the scent, though. Vulture Spirit grants this gift. Costs me 1 willpower. It's a free action. Wits plus Wisdom test against difficulty based on the creature. Hold on. First, burn willpower. Detecting a fellow Guru is difficulty 2. Kin before the first change 3. Something almost indistinguishable from a mundane human, such as a sorcerer, might be a difficulty 5. Vampires lie somewhere between 2 and 4, depending on whether they are actively masquerading as mortal and their general level of monstrosity.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that.
Wits plus Wisdom. I'm going to say...
Was that 2
I've
successes?
got 2 successes.
Oh, she's a werewolf.
Oh, okay. Well, then
She's
I'm
an
not
outright Guru. You can smell the familiar scent that you get off of these 2 and off of Seth on her.
Okay.
She yeah. How do you handle that information?
I'm going to look at... Yeah, I'm going to say... I'm just going to look at you, make significant eye contact, look, nod. So, you didn't like the company there? You weren't feeling well, you weren't feeling well.
Before you can finish your question, there's kind of an obnoxious beep 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 sound coming from the kitchen. And Victor comes back around the corner with a tray of 3 coffee cups.
Okay, is this the obnoxious Keurig?
Yeah.
Beep coming
It
there?
is.
Okay,
It is the
gotcha.
obnoxious Keurig.
Okay.
And she almost instinctively, you can tell she's not really thinking about it, but she takes a few steps back into the bedroom when her husband walks around the corner. And then she seems to shake it off, and she's like, we'll take it in here, and just takes the tray out of his hand and goes back into the bedroom.
Okay, I guess we're going to follow there. She
And
said we.
she is going to shut the door in her husband's face just as he's like, let me know if you guys need anything.
Seems nice.
And there is a mess of clothes on one side of the bed. Muddied, kind of damaged, ripped up clothes on one side of the bed. She puts the tray on her dresser, takes a cup, and then crawls back into her nest that she has created for herself in her bed. And there are actually a couple of chairs in the room, like decoratively placed chairs to either side of the dresser. It's one of those long dressers with the mirror. And she just kind of like sits lotus position in the bed and just like breathes into her coffee cup. She doesn't actually seem to be drinking anything.
Okay. I'm going to sit down in one of those chairs, but as I speak, I'm probably going to slide from that into sitting on the floor so as to appear lower as I go here.
Okay.
So, Hannah, I think there's probably some elements that you haven't really voiced, I mean, in front of your husband particularly, but I'm guessing you haven't felt very much like yourself lately.
She starts not sobbing, but she has tears welling up in her eyes.
it's been a bit of a difficult transition, you could say. Pretty recently, things have changed a lot, haven't they?
I was at the cops and like Development Cops West, and I had a really, really weird dream, and I just had to get out of there. And I don't like Rickards is just weird as it is. He's just gotten weirder as time has passed, and yeah.
Yeah, I don't know all that much about Rickard. The name I've heard, but we'll have to look into that too. But right now, I'm concerned about you at the moment, Hannah.
I had a really weird dream.
Yeah, well, and everybody has a weird dream every now and again. But when you have one that sticks with you, that really upsets the flow of your life, that's the sort of thing that you might have to talk to somebody about. You might have to get some kind of assistance with. Do you understand kind of what I'm saying here?
She is going to just lose herself in explanation. She is just going to start pouring out what happened to her, and I will get right back to it.
Okay.
So,
So yeah, as I'm holding my breath and opening up that freezer.
yeah, as
And I'm very glad that I got you there in case she goes green us at any point in the
okay. Like I said, this is a very small hallway to the kitchen with a standalone, like, chest freezer. Getting past it and into the kitchen would be Not impossible, but definitely not easy.
Yeah.
So you're going to open the freezer?
Yep.
Okay. You open the freezer and it's completely empty.
Okay.
Can I get a wits plus investigation? Difficulty of 2. There is definitely a hell of a smell in this freezer.
That could have been worse, though.
2, 3. This one we kind of landed in the corner on 4 successes.
Okay. You're going to notice from the dual coloring and the coarseness and the various colors and tufts that around the inside and along the edges is dog hair.
I want to look at that laptop.
Okay.
But I don't really want to touch it. It's like that computer that you go and you get and you know there's going to be some dirty, nasty shit on it. So I almost want to bathe it in Lysol before touching it.
You got your napkin.
So
It's just sitting on a TV tray, plugged into the wall. It's just sitting there.
I'm going to open it up.
Okay. When you open it up, there is a screenshot of Development Corps West. Just the area where you were and discovered those bodies. There's just a picture of that and a password. It just says password.
Click.
You're taking a picture of the screen that says password?
I'm taking a picture of the first opening screen.
Oh, okay.
Kind of self-incriminating that he would leave a picture of the area.
Everybody knows that he's attached to this thing. He's the one running it.
Yeah.
This guy is effectively a low-functioning politician.
I'm going to start taking... You know what? I know how to pop this tool.
There's
Pop the-
skittering sounds coming from the kitchen.
And then this annoying beeping noise.
You
No,
know
there's
what?
some... Yeah.
I'm just going to take the whole computer with me.
Okay.
I've got enough shit on here that I can tell he's definitely involved in
Okay.
this.
So you're going to...
I'm going to take the power cord. I'm going to take the computer.
Okay.
This way, once I
The
can bring it back.
moment you unplug it, it shuts off.
Once I bring it to the office, I know personally there's a tool I can download to pop the Windows key right off of it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That one's not easy.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
nice,
that-
easy one,
yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
they do that on purpose.
Now, I'm going to say also that this is a massively out-of-date laptop. And with your technology level, you could possibly just do a resolve... you could probably do an intelligence plus technology test and just pop this thing right open. It would be incredibly easy.
Yeah, but given what's on it, I might want to just go ahead and bring it back, pop the thing off, and then turn it into the police when I'm done.
Okay.
That shit run on XP. Just hold down F8 while it boots.
Yeah, seriously, put it in a safe mode, bypass that password, and just log into the default admin.
Yeah.
So what OS is it running anyways? Is it?
It's just
XP
it's just
7?
stupid old. Yeah, it's probably
Windows Vista.
it's probably early.
No.
It's probably either early 2000s, late 90s.
That's how we knew he
So
was the
it
BSD.
is either Windows
Fucking
XP
Millennium
or
Edition.
Vista.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Vista. World of Darkness Vista equivalent.
Oh, God.
It
No,
was
that's the
Windows
same
Vista.
thing.
Yeah, that is a World of Darkness.
I'm pretty sure.
We can all agree that World of Darkness has Vista.
As someone who worked tech support during the Windows Vista era, that came right out of the World of Darkness.
Yeah. But it's got that like chalky feeling that plastic gets when it's been left out in the sun too long. Like the only light that's coming directly from like a missing blind is just shining right on it. It's just bleached the outside plastic.
Alright, so once I grab this, I'm heading into the kitchen.
Okay. The kitchen is very difficult to get into. There is garbage all over the place.
I'm guessing that sound I heard was probably rats.
I mean,
at least that's what my character would think normally, but
there's plastic plates and open containers all over the place, and there's just ants and cockroaches just enjoying the bounty. There is no fear in these animals' lives because you don't know when that can of whatever it might have been at one point was opened, but it's still being used.
Now I am going to go and
when you turn on the lights, and the roaches just go, "Hey, thanks."
Setting this place on the fire would just do the neighborhood so much good.
Can I get a resolve plus awareness though, as you're looking at the mess of the kitchen, to see if you can even continuously look in the kitchen long enough to notice something?
Resolve plus awareness.
I love the interesting combinations that I get to use in this plot.
There's a lot of flexible
and
stuff.
when I really stop and think about it, I'm just like, yeah, this kitchen is so disgusting. You have to steel yourself from yourself to stare at it long enough.
Good thing you're not a Toreador.
Ooh.
6 successes.
Okay.
I crit.
Yeah, you did.
Isn't Glasswalker's totem roach?
Not
Yeah.
anymore. It's spider now.
Okay.
They got rid of roach because it was offensive. Apparently.
I was about to say he's just 6 successes.
I'm sorry,
It looks
roach
like-
was an awesome totem. I mean,
So
I'm thinking the one
that
from Wall-E
sound
every time.
that you thought was skittering originally was actually some gray liquid substance that's dripping out of the freezer because it's just slightly cracked open, and it's hitting a trash bag that's directly underneath it. So you just heard this.
so
sound?
there's a Weird Al song out there called "Living in the Fridge."
Yeah, no.
That is
But,
what's going through my head right now.
But as
Ever see
you
that
look up,
episode of Cowboy Bebop with the
as you look up and notice the source of the dripping and the inhabitants of the freezer that are just going in and out at their leisure, and trying to figure out if the smell coming from down the hall is worse than the smell that's in the kitchen, you are going to notice a pristine Post-it. Just a single Post-it sitting on the refrigerator, the freezer door.
What's written on the Post-it?
It just says it's Mueller in quotation marks with a 3 where the E should be.
I'm willing to bet that's the password for the computer. Because people think that's clever.
People think that's clever.
Okay. I really doubt I'm going to forget that, but just in case, I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of it because people forget shit at the absolute worst times.
Okay.
And with that, I'm going to leave this cesspool before I puke.
Okay.
With laptop in hand. And,
I am going to state this as the storyteller, just to give you information. Down the dark hallway, there are 3 doors.
oh god.
You've only seen the living room and the kitchen.
and he's already tired of
It is up to you how you want to handle this.
Almost. Let's see what's behind door number 1. Why do I do this to myself?
Let's check the result of door numero uno.
And what kind of cesspool do you have for me?
So you're going into the first door?
Sure.
So we're going to go and say the first door is on the right.
Which way we
Okay.
going?
We will get right back to you. So, so Hannah, speaking
This is the worst showcase ever.
speaking to Phil and Dominic, is sitting in bed, not even looking at you while she's talking. She's looking in the mirror across. She's
Cool.
She has not drank any of her coffee. She sat there for a few seconds, breathing it in as if she was going to, but then just started talking. Her tears have stopped, but she has red, irritated eyes. She looks like she has gone through some horrible stuff while she's... Every once in a while she's talking, and completely ignored by her. I don't know how you guys handle it. You hear, "Do you guys need anything?"
Poor man.
But she talks about how she dreamt that she became some four-legged creature and was just in the woods, and there was so much blood. And when she woke up, she was deeper in the woods, and she just had to leave. She hasn't even called to let everybody know that she's okay. She knows that she should, but she hasn't called Mueller. She hasn't called any of the people in the horticulture club to let them know that she's fine.
You said you haven't called them.
Funny you mentioned that.
No, I haven't called them.
Well, that implies that you think there's a reason why you might have to tell them that you're okay.
I just left.
Okay.
I mean,
So
I
you're
think
just
it's
concerned because you left. You said there was a lot of blood, though,
in my dream.
in your dream. Was it your blood?
I feel like I was hunting something.
You were hunting something.
I think it was probably what Mueller said that set it off. He said something like it would just really set me off. Like we had all set up like camp. We were just going to be there for like a few days and work and enjoy the property as it was getting better. But like around the fire while we were like just relaxing and enjoying ourselves, he kept talking about feeding the forest. And I don't know, it just felt weird when he said that.
Feeding the forest. That, I mean, unless he's... That does sound pretty weird. I mean, Dominic, that's an odd thing for a person to say, don't you think? So you talked about that a lot, and then you went, you went to bed, and then you had the dream?
Yeah.
And then you felt like, but in the dream you felt like you were four-legged, you were hunting something, but you got away, and I'm presuming you came to your senses some distance off then, huh? When did you wake up? Where did you wake up?
I woke up like in my tent.
In your tent. Okay.
Anything felt different when you woke up?
I just really...
She's not looking my direction or paying direct attention to me?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna...
She does not make eye contact with anybody. She's either looking at the mirror or burying her head in her hands.
Phone out of line of sight. We don't have a contact for Seth, do we?
There is a... Yeah, he texted you guys.
Oh, he's texted us. Okay, great.
He has a burner.
Great. Okay, good. So, Seth and Joey are going to get a text that we found a lost puppy while we were over at...
I think you guys are doing
house.
really good listening, but can I get a manipulation plus persuasion?
Yeah. With assistance? With assistance?
I'll allow you... Yeah, you can use one dice for it from him. Yeah.
Sweet. You want to roll the die now?
Yeah. That's cool.
Cool.
Go.
Okay. Well, we got
4
4
successes?
Anyway.
Okay. She goes into...
4 9s, actually.
She seems to open up a little bit more. She seems a little bit more relaxed. Still a little bit nervous, but... Mueller just started acting really weird. Like, the whole trip. It just got worse and worse. Like, he kept getting hostile. And then he started talking about, like, the others in the group that quit. Kind of for the same reason I'm thinking about quitting.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, he kept calling them, like... It was like a bad movie. He kept saying they were, like, traitorous. And, like, how he was gonna, like, get back at them. I think it was just how weird it was and how creepy that place can be at night.
Mm-hmm. I think we can vouch for that. We've been there at night, and it's definitely got an air out there.
Seth will text back, be careful.
I don't think we gave him the address.
No?
I'm going to text the address to Seth.
Okay.
I'm assuming this is like a group chat here at this point.
Sure.
Yeah. Beep, beep, beep. Okay. Creepy air, creepy guy. And then you had a creepy dream on top of it all. And then you woke in your tent. And then came on home. Okay. But that was pretty normal at that point. There's kind of a long pause there. Did something happen?
I think I hurt Victor.
Yeah, I was going to get to that. He doesn't seem like he's angry about it.
No, he just seems scared.
Yeah.
Getting him to make me coffee is... You know, he's just doing things and trying to be nice and quiet, and I think I really hurt him.
Okay. Is this a large change in his demeanor? Okay. He's not normally quite
He's
like
not...
this.
His usual self.
He's not mean ever, like at all. But like,
But I imagine he's a little more...
he doesn't do things. He doesn't just do things.
It's a lot.
Can I get a wits and awareness from the two of you? 4 successes. Okay. 4 successes is definitely going to pick this up. You're going to notice the shadow by the bedroom door. Victor is probably right outside trying to listen in on the whole conversation.
Okay. Keep that in mind. I'm not going to lie, Hannah. It seems like you've all been through a lot, and to be honest, you might need a little bit more of help with your situation, really making sense of what's going on. And if nothing else, Victor's arm probably needs to be looked at. That's going to have to be...
turns away in shame.
I'm going to see if we have somebody who can just make sure he's going to be okay in a discreet way. Did Seth send anything back?
I mean, you sent him the address.
Yep.
I mean, knowing the distance where you guys are, it's probably going to take him like an hour or two to get here.
Okay, that's good for me to have a gut check on because
Yeah.
I can't stall this conversation that long.
Yeah. You do have a Victor outside the door.
Yep.
You are on your own for a conversation with a new cub.
Yeah, I don't know how to do these.
I had intended for both of you guys, or for all three of you guys, to do both of these scenes together.
Yeah. Yeah, and as a gamer, don't you know you never split the party?
Yeah.
On the
You guys really like to split the party.
Yeah. But that's not how it went down. So.
She's finally going to put her coffee over on her nightstand. Her overly doilied nightstand. This room is filled with soft materials and pastels. Overly fluffy duvets. It's a 4-post bed with a canopy.
Oh lordy. All the stuff.
Wedding photos on the dresser.
Yeah, this is going to be very hard for her to give up.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Being a werewolf is fucking horrible.
Yeah. Being a werewolf is horrible. It's a curse. Probably even worse than being a vampire.
Much worse than being a vampire.
Much worse.
Much worse.
So how do you break that to her?
Ideally, not in her house is my idea. On the other hand, getting her out of here seems like a challenge.
Do you need a few minutes to think, and I can go
You
back
know what?
to the
Why don't
cesspool?
you zap back there?
Okay, cool. We'll go back to the cesspool.
Yeah,
We'll have a-
cesspool.
I can walk outside and keep the hospital
So,
while you tell
You
them.
want to take a... Do you have any medical skill? You've been in a few scraps. You don't know anything about patching someone up.
do you guys need to
Zero
step
medicine.
outside and have a conversation, or
Might as well.
like try to come up with a game plan while I run the cesspool scene?
Maybe.
Yeah, might as well.
Because I don't want to
We're
stop
not
you guys
there.
from talking, but I also don't want a
We
scene
don't need to be
running on
planning
one.
over the top of
Gwen's.
Plus, you can listen to Joseph try to explain what he saw.
Oh, I don't have to explain. I'm just going to play the recording.
There you go.
That is why I don't need to.
Yeah. All right, so you go to that first door that's in the hall, which is slightly ajar. It has some horrible smells coming from it.
Okay.
It almost has that public but neglected bathroom scent. Like there's no cleaning product or anything. It's just the smell of this toilet doesn't get flushed very often.
So yeah. At this point, I am putting the shirt over my face and
Okay.
yeah.
You open the door.
Yeah.
Cool. So open the door, and there's a highly mildewed bath mat on the floor, a pile of towels and clothes. The bathtub doesn't look like it's been used in a long time, nor does the sink, aside from like
Jesus
a few like toilet paper rolls that have just been like, when he was finished with them, he just threw them in the sink because the bathroom trash next to the sink is overflowing. His toothbrush is on the floor. It just looks like neglect, just disgusting neglect. There's a couple holes punched in the wall next to the bathroom mirror.
Because we didn't want the poor people here because they're so terrible for the community.
But yeah, it's his
is
highly
alright.
disgusting bathroom with a full load in the toilet. Looks like he ran out of toilet paper a while ago. Doesn't look like he stopped using it.
All right, let's move on to cesspool number 2.
Okay. There's a door to the left and a door to the right.
No, which one's the first one I'm going to come to?
They're about even distance.
All right, let's go to the one on the left.
On the left. Awesome. So, like the rest of the house, it's a mess. Piles of garbage and books make stepping inside of here actually kind of difficult without knocking things over.
At this point, if I even if I did walk in and knocked over a whole bunch of shit,
well, it's one of those things where you actually have to put your shoulder into opening the door because there's so much garbage just collected behind it. There's a relatively broken bed in a box style bed off to one side. It kind of looks like it's been pushed away to make room. And most of the trash, there's like just piles. They seem to be just untouched. There's one pile next to the bed of reading material, like off to one side.
What kind of reading material is it? Just
it's books, magazines, printouts, newspapers.
No.
It's about 1.5 feet tall of material, like just. And the books on the bottom are pretty generic, like occult witchcraft stuff. Kind of thing that you could find at Walden Books, Barnes and Nobles.
Yeah.
Just any kind of like typical like witchcraft, you know, with the practical guide to witchcraft, things like that. But as you go up on the pile of reading material, the books give way to newspaper pages and printouts, online articles, just more like business and corporate stuff. The entries at the very top, they just seem to be printed out copies of conversations of the worst parts of the internet.
Oh, so he's been on Reddit.
Worse. This is like dark web stuff.
Excuse me, not Reddit. 4chan.
Most of the conversations, like just looking at like what might be on the top, if you just take a quick flip through the pages, it's all occult related. Aside from a few like styrofoam plates with like dried nasty food.
I'm going to take a
stuff.
few snapshots of the occult related stuff to help build my case.
Okay.
At this point, I mean, I've already got so much freaking evidence that this is the guy that's doing this. It's anything else I get is just kind of it's just extra.
Yeah. The top of the pile includes printouts and pictures. The printouts are a collection of social media stories about people being attacked and bludgeoned by loved ones. There's actually a few... Actually, can you give me a wits plus awareness as you're going through it? Actually, I got a couple of tests for you. First one, let's go ahead and do a resolve plus occult test. I don't know if you have much occult. I don't think you do.
No.
Okay.
So first one's basically just gonna...
Yeah.
What was it?
Just resolve.
Resolve.
You gotta remember your rage.
One success.
You gotta remember your rage.
One success.
One success. Yeah, you're really not going to catch much of what that might be.
This isn't my Tremere character.
You are going to catch some words that are like written in red ink and circled on a few of the more brutal cases.